Welcome back to the Windy City Wire podcast. My name is Sam Tenaglia. Glad to be here on a Wednesday night in October with my good friends James Racy, Owen Zimmerman, and Kevin O'Malley. Guys, great to have you back again. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good, Sam.
Living the dream.
Fantastic. Owen's camera is on. It feels like a real show. You never know if I am recording the screen. I could put this on YouTube tonight. We'll see if I can learn how to do that. Okay, let's just jump right into it, boys. We got a busy week, or we had a busy week last week with a lot of football and a busy week to come. First of all, the Chicago Bears took care of business at home, just pumping the Panthers 36-10. James and I were at the game to see DJ Moore catch two touchdowns, cash a bunch of bets. Caleb had his best game, another 300-yard passing game, but Jaquan Brisker did get hurt, and he's going to be out for this upcoming game. But going back to last Sunday, the Bears looked really good, and I know it's versus the Panthers, but I want to get your thoughts on the game. I think the offense looked good. Defense did its job too. Kevin, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, it's probably the least amount that I watched the game because I was very hungover, but I did catch, and then I watched the highlights. Yeah, they just rolled them. I mean, yeah, it's the Panthers, but I mean, with us being the Bears, we should be good. These are the teams we got to kill. We should be killing these teams, and we did. So, Caleb looked great. Him and DJ finally got it going. Love to see that. Game was going. Uh, yeah, defense making plays. How many takeaways we had? Like three or four. Yeah, good stuff all around.
Totally. James, what'd you think?
I thought it was, good game. Trying not to brag about it or get too high about it because it was the Panthers and boy, are they're a team. So, I mean, they came out first, scored that quick drive, and then Caleb responded right away. Good to see him and DJ finally linking up downfield. But yeah, defense once again, 7 points through about, I don't know, 40 minutes of football. So pretty good, and hoping it carries over to London this week.
I would totally agree. A few numbers from the game here. This is something cool on the Bears website. So just I'll run you through some of them. 16 points off of two turnovers. Or sorry, three. Two fumble recoveries and one interception. So 16 points. Caleb Williams with a 126.2 passer rating, which is a career high. 105 receiving yards by DJ Moore, eight consecutive home wins by the Bears, 27 points scored by the Bears in the first half, and 26 points was the margin of victory, the Bears' longest since January of 2022. So, and zero turnovers by the Bears. The offense looked really good. And I think even if anyone says, "Oh, you're facing the Panthers, you're facing Jaguars," I think these games are good practice for Caleb to keep getting in the rhythm, keep getting the relationships with the wide receivers, get people involved, and then you could play these hard teams down the line, and we definitely will in the back half of this season. So even if everyone says, these are simple games, you should be winning," we are winning them. I'm happy about that, but they're practice for the future.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I mean, it's the whole point. I mean, well, that's why I was so hyped looking at the schedule. I mean, it was kind of weird to look at it because we don't play a divisional game until what, like week 9 or like week 10. But now I'm looking at it and it's perfect for our situation. I mean, we started off so slow. We're still getting into the flow of things. Now we're starting to click on offense, and Caleb's just getting better each game. So, I mean, and with the way our division is right now, it's clearly the best in football. It's loaded. We could have four teams in the playoffs from our division. I don't even know if that's possible, but it looks like it's possible. And Yeah, so we want Caleb in the offense to be like a full go, ready for when we play those teams.
Yeah, it looks like November around, I don't know, a week from that Jags game. So they got about a month before they play any, stellar teams, including the Packers, Lions, Vikings, because yeah, that stretch is ridiculous. I can't believe I've never seen something like that ever. So we'll see
Yep.
what happens. But you're right, Sam. Practice is fine, and I don't mind them beating up on these shitty teams. It's what they're supposed to do. I don't remember the last time. I mean, putting up 37 points, like that was
Yeah,
that was a tremendous game. It was great. Great time
all
in the
from the
season.
offense too. We didn't have a defensive score. Usually, when we put up numbers like that, it's the defense scoring at least 2 touchdowns or something. But yeah, all the offense they carried us, or not carried, but killed it. And yeah, what I will say is one thing I'm like a little skeptical about is this: our run defense is still pretty shaky. But I mean, it's not terrible. Just something to look out for. Hopefully we could tighten up a little bit more.
Sure.
Totally. Totally agree. Uh, the one bad thing about this past weekend was every single team in the NFC North did also win. So the Bears are still tied for last in their division, I guess, if you count the Lions being on a bye this past week. Um, Packers and Bears 3-2 apiece, Lions 3-1. Vikings move to 5-0. They are just getting it done. Darnold outlasted the Packers' attempt to beat them 2 weeks ago. But the NFC North is looking good. I'm happy with the Bears. I agree with KO's thought that we got to be better on the run defense. The Hubbard, Chuba Hubbard, whatever. Uh, he took off in the first quarter, first touchdown. That screwed a lot of our bets. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was we did win a lot of money this past weekend, so I was very happy.
Yeah. I had the team total KO, so it was a non-sweat. But yeah, I mean, I cited on the previous show, -3.5 only ended up being -4, but I was a little nervous about it, but hey, they kicked their ass, so good stuff.
Yep.
I, I accidentally placed Caleb over 1.5 touchdowns for like plus 140
Oh
twice.
yeah,
So I got double the money.
sharp. Yeah,
Yep,
and KO, you were saying Roshan touchdown to me
Oh
on
yeah. How sharp was
Thursday.
that, huh?
Dude, I should have fucking hammered that shit.
I
Plus
did.
250. Plus 250. So
I sure.
sharp.
Yep. It's a good one. All right, KO. Good work for there. Let's swing to Owen now. Owen, NFC North talk before I give you your 5 minutes. Uh, just how did the Packers fare this past week? Are you looking forward to the next couple of weeks and what you're seeing in this offense?
Yeah, I mean, this past week was, I would say, okay performance. They ended up winning, I believe, by 5 in Los Angeles. Offense is just not quite firing on all cylinders quite yet. Jordan Love has looked shaky the last couple of weeks coming off the injury. Um, but I mean, obviously doing enough to win, you really can't complain too much about that, at least this past week. Next couple of weeks, winnable game this week against Arizona, although Arizona is coming off of perhaps the best win of the week this past week, beating San Francisco in Santa Clara. So, I mean, that's a winnable game, and then they play Houston after that, which will be kind of a litmus test as to how, the offense better be playing well by then if they want to win that game. So, early season, kind of Jordan Love's kind of reminded me of how I played early last season, just a little bit off on short intermediate throws, taking some unnecessary risks. So hopefully he kind of gets into that groove that he did at the end of the year last year. And the team's already won more games through 5 weeks than they did through like 8 or 9 weeks last year. So they're in a better spot. With the division playing the way it is, you can't really afford to be giving away games this early in the season just because you're going to find yourself behind 3 other teams at this point. So yeah, it's going to be a good division, and it'll be interesting to see. I would think, as the way it's going now, they're going to get at least 3 teams. So it'll be interesting at the end of the year. Obviously, the Bears have all of their divisional games at the end of the year. How much they beat up on each other then. But I mean, I think right now we're just kind of seeing which teams can get into a groove, and then I think the end of the year will be really the determining factor of who makes the playoffs and who wins the division, who makes the wild card. But yeah, I do think there's a possibility they do get two wild card teams out of the NFC North.
I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to stop the Vikings too. Maybe they'll just take a dive the second half of the
I
season.
think I know who'll stop the Vikings. He wears number 14 for the Vikings, but we'll get there eventually. He's played well to this point, but yeah, I think eventually Sam Darnold will be Sam Darnold. Hopefully it's
Very
sooner
good.
rather than later.
I mean, he played pretty bad this last game, I think, too. Didn't
He's
he?
been good in the first half. I feel like the last couple of weeks, when things are scripted, he's been really good. But once you get off script and once you get into the game, second, third, fourth quarter, he's more likely to make mistakes and do the stuff that he's done his entire career. So hopefully teams start figuring him out. And I mean, I think it'll be obviously if
I,
Aaron Jones misses time too, that'll be big too.
oh yeah, sure. I forgot about that. I do think that that's the best coaching tandem in the league, though. Kevin O'Connell and
Oh,
Brian
Brian Flores
Flores.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah, Flores should be a head coach, even though he doesn't want a defensive coach anymore. He's just crushing it.
I mean, speaking of coaches too, after that Vikings game, I mean, the Jets just cleared house. So
Sure did. That's more NFL news. We'll get to that in a second.
did they fire Hackett too? I heard that they were talking like
I don't know if they
Rodgers like
demoted him or
wanted
they
him
were
out.
going to demote him. It's just a mess. So
Yeah,
I don't know if Sam's got more information or if you want to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I just want to get your predictions for this upcoming Sunday for Bears, Jaguars. Uh, just give me a score, give me a winner, James.
I'll say like 28-10 Bears.
Go.
38-17 Bears.
Yeah, I'll go
Or 34,
34.
I mean 34.
Yeah, I'm going 34-20 Bears.
38's a lot of points for the Bears.
Yeah,
34-20. All right. We'll see.
we'll see what happens.
They should score
Owen's
30
got the
points.
Bears
Yeah,
losing 0-28. Trevor Lawrence has a day.
That's a red hot Jags team, and home away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there
it
for
is
I
true.
think
They
2
do
weeks.
like own London out there.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hey, you never know. Trevor Lawrence with the throwbacks, Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas Jr. It'll be interesting to see him on TV, actually. He's
So
been
that's a
Brian
quick
Thomas
point. I just
looks
have
so good.
a quick point here with the throwback uniforms. I mean, are there any throwback uniforms that are like worse than the uniforms that they regularly wear? Because it seems like every time a team wears a throwback uniform, no matter what team it is, it's almost unanimous that people are like, oh, that should be their full-time uniform. I'm thinking like the Dolphins, the Oilers uniforms, even
The
these
Steelers
Jaguars
throwbacks
ones.
suck. I hate those.
Outside of this, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
sorry for
Honestly,
the
not gonna
Packers.
lie, the Packers throwbacks kind of are those the throwbacks, the ones with the shit green
Blue.
or blue or whatever? Yeah, and like the
Yeah.
brown.
Packers
I,
jerseys.
those look
Owen.
so ugly.
Well, it's 1930s era appropriate, so
One with the circle number.
that one I actually liked. I like the brown helmet just because it was so dumb looking. It's supposed to be a leather helmet though. It's the
But
idea.
well, what's up? Is it the Bears color rush or whatever? No, that's what they used to do. But when the Bears had those ugly uniforms with the striped socks too, I'm like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
I hate those. And they have the random like stripes on their sleeves too. Those look terrible.
I remember
It's
that.
the one with the striped helmet too. They have a striped. It looks like the Bengals almost.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. It was like the simple look with like one color helmet, one color jersey with like an orange stripe or something.
Yeah, they look pretty bad.
Crossing
I
guard.
hope we don't wear those this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Ravens, their throwbacks are the Browns. The Browns are nothing. The Browns literally have the same jersey. Shout out Matt Marisi. What up, Matt?
Get out. What
He's
up?
he's comes in a frame. I was chilling with Matt this
What do you
weekend.
mean the throwback jerseys are the brown jersey? That doesn't make any sense.
The Ravens used to be the Browns.
So
Do
technically,
they?
they
I
have to
know,
have
but do they
worn.
actually have Browns jerseys?
No, it's the
Oh, okay,
Browns. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
good one.
They're crappy enough. Trying to think of other ones, but yeah,
The Seahawks are really nice too. I think they're wearing those again this week.
Oh
Or at
yeah,
some
I
point
like those
this season.
Seahawks ones.
right. Good old Steve Largent jerseys. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe that's a segment for next week after we see some more this week.
Sure.
Yep. All right. Going into a little bit more standings here, we'll do some news updates. Commanders still out at a commanding lead in the NFC East. They play a big game. It's going to be two rushing quarterbacks this upcoming Sunday at noon. Thank you, schedule makers. We got Jaden Daniels taking on Lamar Jackson. That's going to be a great game. Commanders are leading Cowboys, Eagles floundering at 2-2, and the Giants at 2-3. Seahawks are leading the NFC West. Something's going on with the 49ers. It's not good. As we said, Vikings are ahead of everybody else in the NFC North. NFC South is the Falcons after a big week last Thursday, and they're tied with the Buccaneers, who they beat. Shout out Darnell Mooney. Huge game last week. Hashtag thank you, JMO.
No, fuck Darnell Mooney.
Never had him. Never had him.
Yeah,
What
and
a
then
fuck, dude.
AFC East, we got the Bills. They're looking pretty good, but Josh Allen did play pretty bad this past week. We'll watch and see what happens this upcoming week. Chiefs are 5-0. I don't even want to talk about them, but the Broncos have won three straight. They are in second in the AFC West. AFC North, Ravens, Steelers tied at 3-2. And the AFC South, the Texans 4-1. And the Colts going back to Anthony Richardson. They're going to be 2-3.
Is that confirmed?
I would say it is confirmed.
I
Yeah.
think they kind of have to too. It's an interesting situation where, like, as of right now, they're better with Flacco. But I mean, if you give this big time rookie, or in this case second year player, you announce him as the starter before the season starts,
Yeah.
you really can't demote him. I mean, I think that would just kind of create a rift within the entire team. But yeah, Flacco has been outstanding, and it seems like as he always is when he comes in and has to start games for any team.
They could
I
probably
can't believe the
trade
Raiders didn't bring
Flacco
in
for like a
Flacco. They
third
should have.
round pick.
Well, I know they're talking about like if the Dolphins signed Flacco, how much better they'd be. I mean, their offense is terrible. I mean,
I know.
they're atrocious right now. So
Yeah.
So bad. The
Yeah, they're
Dolphins.
terrible.
Yeah, it can't get much worse. But they should
Uh,
trade if their plan is to have Anthony Richardson. Are they really
well,
good
they got to
for
buy
this
this week,
year?
and then I think they got to buy this week. Then they'll have one more week against like the Colts, who suck. So I guess we're probably thinking like they could maybe win that game, and then I think Tua would be eligible to come back right after that. So
They'll just send Flacco over at halftime. He's
well, I
yours.
guess another question is too, kind of related to the quarterback is why is number four still going to start for the Browns when they have Jameis Winston? It
oh my,
seems like it's like
I can't.
it's the worst contract in sports history. Like I think it might be.
well, I think where's that rank like in terms of like the worst roster moves or just
Uh,
personnel decisions in sports history? It's got to be near the
that
top.
It's insane. That contract is unbelievably bad. When you think about the circumstances that went into it, like the
Well, the fact that it hasn't been
28
touched
different
since.
cases and like, accusations on this guy, and you give him that much fucking money, and he sucks ass. Didn't play. He hadn't played in 2 years. He's the worst quarterback, and he's so bad.
Well, and the thing too is that, like they set this, or the thought is going to set this precedent. We're like, okay, well now all contracts are going to be fully guaranteed. That just never happened. Like it's only this guy. I think Lamar Jackson, I think was the year after they had the
I
big
know. Yep.
fuss, and he ended up signing a non-fully guaranteed contract. And I would say, I think you guys would probably agree with me that Lamar Jackson is much better than Deshaun Watson
Yeah.
at this point.
I think Bone Huntley or whatever Tyler Huntley's nickname is, he's probably better
Snoop.
than Sean at this point.
Snoop, yes, Snoop.
Nope. Yeah.
Well,
Hey, we
Devlin
got
Duck
Rattler
Hodges
going
is
this
probably
week.
better.
Spencer Rattler's going to be playing with the Saints.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I got to start him in one of my fantasy leagues because it's two quarterback league and I have
Jesus,
Darnold
Sammy.
and Mahomes on the bye.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. Deshaun Watson, 230 million for 5 years, fully guaranteed. Worst
And they got
trade,
Jameis too.
worst
Everybody loves
everything.
Jameis. Everybody would want to see Jameis.
yeah,
Yeah.
put him out there. It'll be
Put him
fun
out
if
there.
nothing else.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. And if Jameis is starting, just to everybody out there, I don't think any of us have him in our league. Get Amari.
Oh
Amari
yeah, Cooper would be an
all
ultimate buy. If I think he's getting like just force fed targets, but he's like dead last and like on or has like the highest uncatchable
yeah.
Well, I think
target rate or
I saw
something.
there's a pretty good chance that he gets traded, which I
Oh
guess
yeah,
makes like
that's the thing with the okay. So talking about the Chiefs real quick. I mean, Juju looked great, but I can't see a world where they don't bring in another wide receiver. He was literally cut by the Patriots this year.
Yeah, he's bad.
He has
Yeah.
more yards than their entire wide receiver room has all year in that one game.
He's gonna be the guy.
I can't see a world.
He's the guy. Yeah, Juju's the guy. Unless they get Devontae, who hates everything right now in Las Vegas. All right. A little bit more news. Robert Saleh, as we said, has been fired. Aaron Rodgers said none of it was his playing into. Probably that's not true.
That's
Definitely
nonsense.
not true.
That's
Not
just
fun.
Complete
Yeah,
nonsense.
nonsense.
exactly.
He said,
Uh,
Fired their coach in week 5.
yeah. And the Jags got their first win of the season versus the Colts, even though Joe Flacco threw like 380 yards. Yeah, they're still going to Anthony Richardson. Jaden Daniels again had a great week. Uh, the Packers one is a note, and then Steelers 2 straight L's as they took another one on Sunday night last week.
Now, did you
Dak
guys
Prescott,
stay up for that entire game? I actually had to go to sleep because I was so tired. But I don't think I've ever seen that before. The hour delay on the Sunday night football, or hour plus delay.
Yeah, the
that
delay
was
was
wild.
weird.
That was wild.
yep,
But no, I don't know, falling asleep.
yeah. Dak Prescott became the first person to throw an interception in 2 consecutive days. That's fun fact.
Fitting.
Yep.
I
Wait,
wanted to
what?
go
He
ahead.
threw an interception before midnight and after midnight, so
2 days.
consecutive days,
Oh,
same
I see.
game.
I see.
I didn't put in the notes, but the Saints, after like their crazy start scoring all those points, they've lost 3 straight, so
Yeah.
must have gotten figured out or something. But
But it's just Derek Carr coming back down to earth a little
He's
bit.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Derek Carr's
bad.
not a good quarterback.
He screwed me out of a lot of money this week. I need 10 more yards.
oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, that's tough, Sammy.
Four legger.
Hey, I mean, that'll be less than Sammy. Don't make a plus 100 parlay with 5 different players.
Okay, well,
Risk management. Yeah, that doesn't seem to suggest that's the right thing to do.
It's supposed to hit then.
No, it's one guy's gonna have a bad day.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll leave the betting to you, bookie. All right, and I guess the one last question I have on the football subject, Kevin, do you stay up all night on Tuesday going into Wednesday and just pick up people at like
No,
3:30 in the morning?
no. Yesterday was a little weird though, because I set my alarm for like I don't know 2, and then I wake up. But yesterday the waiver wire in our league was not going through for like 30 minutes. So I went back to bed and set my alarm for like an hour later.
Yeah,
bro, he took Tracy back. He took Tracy.
I know he did.
Yeah,
I told you. I
And
told
I
I
think
you.
I might have
dropped
dropped him already though. I think I
I
might have already
dropped
just dropped
Singletary anyway.
Yeah, I saw you do that.
because Singletary was limited today, so I just dropped him back down. I picked up the Bills back up because Cook might be out.
Yeah, stop doing that. That's another one of
What?
the guys. I was the guy LARPing about picking up handcuffs last week, and I didn't even get my own handcuffs.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you, Najee Harris. All right. Should we talk fantasy really quick?
I mean, I think we should probably talk baseball.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Owen have 2 minutes here. Owen, it's your 2 minutes, whatever you want to talk about.
Mm, I guess well, one thing that caught my mind this week, and I'm sure you guys caught my eye this week, I'm sure you guys saw it too, was the what MLB. I don't know what's going on with this Otani thing. I don't know if it's because they want the Japanese audience or what the deal is, but like the advertisements of when he's batting again, like I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Um, it's a bit much. I mean, I get it. Like for me, I understand he's good. I got it. Like that's it. I understand. You don't have to keep telling me how good he is. I can see it and I can make that determination myself. It seems like, either these guys on Twitter, MLB writers on Twitter, or even the broadcast themselves just constantly trying to shove it down my throat how good Shohei Ohtani is at baseball. Like I've got eyes. I understand it. You don't have to keep telling me that. Like it's to the point where like now I have no choice but to dislike this guy. Like you're making me dislike this guy because you just won't stop talking about him. And that's happened before. Like ESPN does this. Like I remember when Trey Young was at Oklahoma, every day they'd have like Trey Young stat lines. Their Instagram would be like 15 straight Trey Young posts. Like, okay, I don't like him. Like you've made me dislike this guy because you're not allowing me to get my own opinion on him. You're forcing him down my throat. I don't like it. I will not stand for it. I think it needs to stop.
And then there's
Yeah,
me
I
who's
agree.
always disliked him. So
I mean, yeah, Otani's great, but it's just like literally just a random at bat. And first that playoff at bat, they
Like
need everybody needs
five
to, yeah.
batters away. Okay, okay.
It's
I
yeah.
know how a lineup works.
I was getting uh up like alerts by saying Otani's on
I
deck,
know.
due up in this next inning or something.
I know what you're okay. I didn't know what you were talking about, but yeah, it's a little much.
It's a
I
little much.
don't know what you're talking about. Do you
Especially
explain like what
they're
kind of
about to lose a series.
advertisements they're using?
Like on
The,
the score bug, they have like a picture of Otani. It says like Otani three batters away, like
yeah,
or
it's
Otani due
ridiculous.
up next inning. Like it's actually on the screen, taking up like a quarter of the screen.
And then
Like
you'll
while you're
get
watching a different game.
and then MLB will send you an app or alert. Yo, he's
Yeah,
due up. He's due up.
Gosh.
yeah,
I
it's
hear you,
crazy.
Owen.
But the Dodgers, man, they need to fire Dave Roberts. I mean, what the fuck are they doing?
Well, I think we all on this panel knew this was going to happen. Like the Dodgers are just not going to, they're not
They're not
going
going
to
to
win.
win, yeah, obviously. But they're literally just giving up. They're doing a bullpen day today, and they just scratched Freddie from the lineup.
Well, he's
Hi.
I don't understand that.
Well, this team that could allegedly like roast starting pitchers on trees too, and all of a sudden's got to do a bullpen game, the most important game of the year. Like it just
It
seems
makes
a little
no
dicey.
sense.
hmm
Yeah, it is funny. I mean, I think Owen's prediction last week, he said the World Series winner anybody but the Dodgers. Yeah, the Dodgers are gonna be the only team that does not. That's 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's crazy about Otani. I did not see that. That's really interesting. So
I'm so pissed I didn't make a World Series ticket on the Padres.
yeah.
They look
Kevin's
so
been high
good.
on it. I think that's a perfect segue into baseball. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
let Owen go ahead. I mean, I'll let you talk about the playoffs, what's been going on so far in the second round, this division series.
Well, let's hear about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Brewers here.
Let's
Oh,
hear it.
well, yeah, I was lucky enough, and thank you guys for giving me updates from the game. I was playing softball last Thursday, so I did not see any of that game.
Oh,
Thank the good Lord.
Oh,
Have
that was
not
tough.
watched any of the replays either, so as far as I know, nothing happened. Uh,
Well, he was tipping his pitches. Did you hear about that?
I did see that on Twitter after the fact. Yeah, the way he was
It's
holding the ball in his glove, but
forward, and it was open a little bit more.
yeah.
Yeah, the bench. Well, I can't believe these players are able to see that shit, dude. That's insane. I mean, the bench coach, you literally see him on the sideline or on the dugout, tell Alonso, see, that's his changeup. Like, how the fuck do these guys like see that? It's like literally just a fraction of an inch that his like glove was in a different angle.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That makes me wonder, like going back to when we played baseball, like how blatant the pitch tipping must
Yeah,
have been.
every pitch. I probably tip my pitches so much.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it had to be the Mets winning too. I hate the Mets.
Just gonna blame every one of my bad outings on I was tipping pitches.
Well, it's probably fair. I mean, and as for the rest of the play, I mean, I really haven't been watching. It's like when something like that happens, you watch 100 and something games of a team, then they lose. The season's over in
Yeah,
3 games. It's kind of hard to
yeah, it's demoralizing.
keep going. But I know I did see that there was some bad blood between the Padres and the Dodgers
Oh yeah.
fans, which doesn't surprise me because Dodgers fans, generally speaking, are scumbags. Um, but I saw that, yeah, there was some back and forth there, and that Emmanuel Clase got roughed up the other day as well. So it seems like the baseball's been good, although I really have been having a hard time convincing myself to watch any of it.
I can't believe that the AL Central is gonna have the fucking Tigers, the Royals possibly in the ALCS.
Yeah.
crazy.
Insane.
I don't trust the Yankees. So yeah, it's either Detroit's up 2-1 now in their series versus the Guardians.
Yeah,
Kansas
Guardians. I think they've been shut out like 20 straight innings or something. Like
Yeah,
they haven't.
Detroit's been looking really good. They got it on the brink after a win today. And Kansas City, New York, 1-1. And then we go to the NL. It's the Mets leading the Phillies 2-1, which is wild. And then the Padres leading the Dodgers 2-1. So got
Oh, I gotta give my flowers here to Skubal, by the way. He's incredible.
he's great.
He's by far, like, it's not even remotely close. He's the best pitcher in baseball. Like, I think he's Grom 2.0 type shit.
He
He's
was
been
great.
amazing. He seems like a good dude too. Like funny, whatnot.
I mean, it's
The
just like
interview,
literally
like
what if you had to just literally put like Captain America a pitcher, like just put a guy in a fucking lab. That's what would happen. Like lefty,
Yeah, lefty. Yep.
pinpoint, like on the paints every corner, throws 100. Like he's insane.
yep, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I know some Tigers fans, a few at the office, and they're hyped. So it's been a long time
Didn't know
coming
they
for these
existed.
Detroit fans. And think about it, they got the Lions and the Tigers now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Pistons.
And the
And
Pistons.
and the Wings made the playoffs last year, surprisingly. Or no,
Kane,
they got held. I know they got held out. I forget. I think the Caps made over them,
Mm.
which is
I
crazy.
don't know. Just Kane and DeBrincat being there hurts my heart too.
Yeah, it does. That's really painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I
Well, I
guess.
guess we could talk about the Hawks now.
Yeah, we talk about the Hawks. I watched the first period last night, the first game of the season, regular season for the Blackhawks. They played at the upstart Utah Hockey Club in Utah. All the festivities beforehand and whatnot. Blackhawks come out of the game and or come out of the gate and just let up a ton of goals in the first period. And that's when I stopped watching. It was late. I had to go to sleep, and Kevin did stay up and watch it though.
Yeah, I stayed up and watched it. They actually probably should have won that game. I'll get into that. First of all, how the fuck does this team not have a team name? Utah Hockey Club. I mean,
I mean, you can't have a vote. I mean, was there not a vote or something? Like,
they've had a whole list of team like great team names. By the way, like I wanted the Utah Yetis. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
But they knew they were going to move for years. It's not like this is a commander situation where it's like, oh, spur them up. We gotta change the name now. Like, how the fuck do you come up with a name? Like, what are we doing? And but yeah, Hawks first period was abysmal. I thought it was immediately. I'm thinking we're the worst team in the league, and we still probably are. But
Yeah.
one shot on goal at Utah is crazy. I mean, Coyotes, all they do is give up shots on goal, and we only had one. But then second period, finally started buzzing a bit. Bedard, I love that seeing it. He was like literally calling for the puck. He's like slamming his stick, like give me the fucking puck. And sure enough, he got it going. He made a great assist to TiVo Turbo. Good to see him getting on the board early. And yeah,
Yeah.
they should have won that game. They hit the post like 6 times. I mean, there was some wide open nets that they missed, and we would have won. But yeah,
yeah. Sounds like a Blackhawks day. I've seen zero shot periods, so at least they got one.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's so I mean it's first game. We're still getting things going, obviously. Bedard had 2 assists. Foligno, the captain, had a goal, and Teravainen also had a goal.
oh Taylor
Velocity.
Hall looked good too. That was good to see.
Yeah, yep. So it's I mean Taylor Hall's out there, Bertuzzi's out there. Whenever I watch Bertuzzi, he looks like the slowest guy I've ever seen. Maybe that's just
Uh,
me.
he's pretty good.
Yeah, he is good. I want him to be good. But just hustle. Jason Dickinson had like a good shot on goal in the first period. I think the first shot and it
Yeah,
rimmed out. Yeah. So it'll be an interesting year, but
yeah,
they,
it'll be a long season. But
yeah,
I mean, just Bedard, just get this kid the puck, man.
yep. I saw the line pairings yesterday. They have Kurashev on a
Oh
different line than Bedard. Do you like that?
yeah, I mean, gotta have 4 strong lines, which we have 4 shit lines, but we gotta spread it out a little bit. Uh, we got TiVo out there on the first line now. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Taylor Hall was out there, but our power play is atrocious. Oh my God. I mean,
Yeah,
they had
that's
our second power play, our line 2 power play. I think they had there was fourth liners on there. I mean, it's abysmal. The announcers were just shitting on us the whole game. They're like, Well, you know, you got a power play, which I mean, most of these guys on the power play probably wouldn't even be on teams the rest of the league around the league. Like, dude, chill out, man. Right?
It's the classic pass, 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 pass,
No,
pass,
they
pass,
weren't
pass.
even able to get into the zone. They weren't even getting in the zone at all. Like they were literally just and Seth. They had Alec Martinez, just a shot block. Known as a shot blocker. Like he's just a goon, and he's quarterbacking this power play. He's the slowest dude on the ice.
Veteran presence, go.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. So that's not good. Not a good start.
That was the worst power play.
Yeah. And Utah's not supposed to be that good either. I mean, the Coyotes were no good last year. So
Well, they pull up the odds. I was shocked to see that. I mean, I know they have some young talent over there, and I guess looking back, they did almost sneak in the play. Like they're only like plus 130 to make the playoffs.
oh
Utah.
well.
Yeah,
So
I
I
mean,
mean,
well, they have players. Clayton Keller is one of the
yeah,
best.
Keller,
in the
fucking
game.
Colors.
Gunther's
Yeah.
great.
They have a good team.
Ex-Blackhawk Nick Schmaltz.
Yeah, Nick Schmaltz.
I don't know if you saw it, guys, but
Undersea.
they posted a picture of the like 300 level at that new rink, and like you can't see the other
Oh
goal
yeah, I did see that.
like in some spots. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
they're gonna
cool.
have to fix that. That
What?
can't even see the rank.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I kind of want to check it out maybe, but one thing I didn't mention during the baseball, um AJ Pierzynski and Adam Wainwright are two of the worst announcers I've ever heard.
Oh,
It seems
AJ
like across the
sucks.
board, like how many good baseball announcers are there? I know Bob Costas was getting a lot of heat. Apparently, he was
Yeah.
atrocious. Even like the audio mixing, you could barely hear the crowd on the broadcast, which is wild for a postseason baseball game. So I don't.
They
I guess
they
I think Vasgerchen's probably like the only good baseball
Well,
announcer
he gets
currently.
hyped out. Yeah, you get him in the crowd. That gets you fired up. But like everybody else, it seems like I know John Smoltz used to call Brewers playoff games. Like it seems like he just hates baseball. He's just
yeah.
pissed. So I don't understand.
I remember AJ would piss me off especially when the Sox were actually good 2 years ago. It's the playoff game, and AJ is shitting on the White Sox. I'm like, dude, we literally just made your career. Why are you shitting on the White Sox so much?
No, the two Fox guys, the AJ Pierzynski is a horrible. I had to mute the Phillies game. I can't fucking stand him. I love Adam Amin, Chicago guy, Bulls guy. Wainwright says the stupidest shit. Pierzynski though, just like crowd's a little quiet here. I wonder what's well, AJ. There's also one out. Bases are loaded in an elimination game, so maybe they're a little tensed up. Maybe.
Well,
Come
I'd
on.
also say this in general too, like the three-man booth, no matter what sport, like it just
Yeah,
doesn't. It's just
It
not
doesn't work.
necessary.
Doesn't work.
piss me off. Fucking unbelievable.
I mean, Sam, you've been to announcer camp. You know how it goes, and you only need a two. You only need two guys.
Yeah, I've been at an announcer camp and been an announcer, and
And Ben, and that's true. You got real life experience. Like imagine having three guys in the booth. You're just constantly worried about who's talking over who, and it's just
Yeah.
it's a disgrace.
yeah, just like us when we're not we're just doing it like virtually. You never know. So
Especially with baseball, like there's so much dead moments like in throughout the game, like where the guys you're literally just listening to the announcers. That's all they're doing, waiting
Just
for each thing to come.
nonsense. Just
So
talking
like
nonsense.
you want it to be like a casual, like good flowing conversation. You don't want it to be bouncing off three different guys constantly. Like
Mm, mm.
yeah. Uh we got a minute left. I agree with you guys. The broadcasting stinks. I bet I convinced Gully call a game very well. Better than a lot of people these days. I'll wrap it up here. Thanks again for listening to the Windy City Wire podcast. My name's Sam Tinagli with James Marisi, Kevin O'Malley, and Owen Zimmerman, some direction over there. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next week.